Good morning and welcome back to the Catch Podcast. As always, right next to me, Mr. Collin. How we doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. And you, Patrick?
Pretty good. You've been watching the Euros?
Yeah, yep.
Pretty entertaining. Kenny across from me with I just learned the fake Bills jersey.
It is fake, Pat, but I'm repping my team, so why does it matter?
What does it cost? $10 on Amazon? You that broke?
I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
Okay,
Let's just
whatever
get to
you
the
say.
pod.
Today we are going to be covering one of the best upcoming wide receivers in the NFL. That is Brandon Aiyuk of the San Francisco 49ers. But the way things are going right now, he's probably not going to be in the 49ers for much longer. We're going to end up each picking two teams. One of the teams is going to be a realistic trade option where we could see him really going in the next couple weeks. And the other option is going to be unrealistic, maybe a fantasy pick where we think he would look really good, but he's probably not going to end up going there. But before we start, I know you, Kenny, have things you want to say, so there you go.
Per usual.
Okay, I don't talk that much. I would just like to bring up some of the stats and some little fun things about Brandon Aiyuk before we get started. Brandon Aiyuk last season caught 75 balls for 1,300 yards and 8 tutties. I mean, it was a pretty good year for him, but before that, he was called one of the most underrated wide receivers out of the entire league, mostly because of his route running ability. Now, after that season, he's being called a top 15 wide receiver in the NFL. Some people even like him more than his other teammate, maybe former teammate. In a couple months, we will see, Deebo Samuel.
I am one of those people. I do want to preface that this man is undoubtedly top 15, and he's on a stacked 49ers class with George Kittle, Deebo, Christian McCaffrey. So when he does most likely get traded, he's going to be a lot better. He probably could be top 5, my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, just excellent route runner. He really can catch the ball on different levels. And the 49ers, for some reason, just do not want him back. It's either probably because of cap reasons or just, I don't know, personality. I wouldn't think so.
Don't ask me. That team's amazing.
See.
I don't know why you'd want to leave.
Who's going to start it off?
Well, I was going to pick Collin, but you had stuff to say. So, Collin, now you can go with your realistic trade option for Mr. Aiyuk.
I just want to continue that conversation. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I don't actually believe this, but just because he's on a good team, maybe that's making him better. And if he goes to a worse team, maybe he's worse.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
Devil's advocate.
We're not talking about how good he is. We're talking about where he could land.
I agree. And my realistic option, I think everybody thinks this. If you've been on social media recently, that's the Washington Commanders. Mostly because of his connection to Jayden Daniels.
Former college QB and Jayden Daniels,
yep.
Yes.
They've been seen working out together, and a lot of social media comments have been making the joke that they're like dating, which is kind of funny. But yeah, they're kind of glazing each other, if you will. I can't believe I just used that word on a podcast, but
not really.
I mean, when you're a wide receiver, your most important teammate, in my opinion, is your quarterback because he's the one throwing it to you, and they obviously have chemistry. The Commanders could use a receiver. I mean, they do have Terry McLaurin, but it never hurts to have a guy like Brandon Aiyuk. So one thing
I'm going to ask all of you, and I'm also going to include, is give me like a rough stat projection of his season on that team this year. For reference, his best year, like Kenny just said, was
last year.
75 catches, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns, I'm sorry.
I don't think it'll be that much better just because Terry McLaurin's there. I'll give him maybe 200 more yards, 3 more touchdowns.
That's really good. 1,500 yards,
NFL.
10 TDs.
I guess, yeah.
All pro there.
But he's not that far off currently, for being real, though.
Yeah, but
yeah,
he's also on a team that's stacked. So, Washington Commanders, I believe on a podcast he did say if he wasn't wearing a 49ers jersey,
yeah,
he would
I think
be
it's
wearing
honestly
a Commanders jersey.
Not only just because it's my pick, but I just think it's the most likely.
On that same podcast, he ended up saying, and if it's not a Commanders jersey, it would be a Steelers jersey. And that's who I have. I think Mike Tomlin is going to become maybe more aggressive with he's not the general manager, but he definitely has some influence being a Steelers head coach for many, many years. I think George Pickens is really the only standout wide receiver in that wide receiver group. I mean, they drafted Roman Wilson, I believe?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So there's no one really that's a big route runner on that team that can that can be Brandon Aiyuk. He can come in there. And the way the NFL works, you might not have to give up too much, like a third-round pick
true,
or a fourth. And I think the Steelers have a very small window. I mean, their QBs are Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Justin Fields isn't going to start this year, I don't think. So Russ is probably going to get the year with him. And then maybe Justin Fields grows into a relationship with Aiyuk.
We'll start at kick returner.
Yeah, that is really weird. I
think I've made
that
that
a lot,
joke 3 times.
I think Brandon Aiyuk could probably have 100 catches, maybe not, I would say like 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. I think he would get the ball a lot over there, and they would utilize him in the rushing game too with Najee Harris because he is a pretty dynamic runner. Like Deebo Samuel is known for that on the 49ers, but you can't forget about Brandon Aiyuk. So if he's on the Steelers, that Steelers team could be really dang good. Kenny, our two teams that we picked were mentioned on a podcast by Brandon Aiyuk himself.
I don't think you can beat that.
Interested to where you think he could go.
Brandon, pack your bags. You're going to the beautiful state of Massachusetts. You are going to play for the New England Patriots. Now, me personally, I would hate if this happened because you obviously can tell I'm a Bills fan.
No, I couldn't.
But New England has the highest cap space in the league right now, and it would really make sense for him to just go there just because they can afford him right now.
Isn't
they can
his
give him
big
the
dispute
contract.
The contract that he wants?
I think that
with
is
the
the biggest
49ers?
issue right now, and New England has money to spend as of right now. They also do not have any standout wide receiver at all. And they need one. Yeah, they need one for Drake May. If you want to make your rookie quarterback really good, you need someone to help elevate that offense, and Brandon Aiyuk could do just that.
Dude, I was just stretching out. That hurt. Anyways, I mean, it would be kind of good for him to, like, basically grow with a rookie quarterback like Drake May. I just don't know if the Patriots are just going to, like, blow everything they have to go get a wide receiver when they're already in that rebuild. I feel like they want to complete the rebuild a little bit more.
I'm raising my hand.
Okay.
Raising my hand. This, Patrick, this is what I think the Patriots should do. They can skip that whole rebuilding phase by trading for Brandon Aiyuk. I think Brandon Aiyuk really
is going to... he's that good?
I think he's going to elevate that offense. And let me give you some examples here. Bryce Young last season, everyone thought, oh, he'll have a good rookie season. No, he didn't. You want to know why? Because he had nobody to throw to besides Adam Thielen, who is, 33 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Something like
that. And
he's
I will
not going to help.
How you mentioned the cap space. He wants like $30 million a year. And I'm not sure if the Commanders and the Steelers, I think they can like afford that. But I know for sure the Patriots can. They have a ton of money and nobody to give it to. So that's kind of a great fit. But what would you think his projection would be?
I'm still not done, Pat. Okay. I'm still not done.
Go.
The Patriots, in my opinion, are one step away from becoming another playoff team. I mean, their defense is just absolutely stacked.
Even with a new coach and everything?
Yes, Pat. That secondary is very good. They have a decent pass rush. I think that could get them by. And Matthew Judon is an amazing outside edge rusher. I think if you take Brandon Aiyuk, but trade for Brandon Aiyuk, I think this puts New England in the 9 to 10 wins area. I feel like this would be a great start for Drake May.
So that means they would probably... Jeez, you think the Patriots are going to... That's crazy. So what do you think? He must go off then, right? How good do you think he's going to do?
I have a feeling it is Drake May's rookie season, so it could be kind of iffy. I would think Brandon Aiyuk would get around 1,500 yards, 10-plus touchdowns. The potential outlook of this offense would be absolutely stacked. You have Drake May at quarterback, who is a rookie, but obviously a lot of talent there. You have Ramondre Stevenson, who they did just re-sign to a monster contract, which would make even more sense to trade for Brandon Aiyuk because you don't give a guy a monster deal and are still in a rebuilding phase.
I like the idea and everything. I just think as a new head coach and Bill Belichick just left, that's a full hit or miss thing. You pay him so much money for 4 years. And you don't even have, the pieces around Drake May besides a wide receiver and a running back. The O-line isn't that good. I feel like they need to grow a little bit more before they pull the trigger on a game-changing wide receiver.
I can see where you're talking.
And the way Ayuk's personality is, I don't know if he wants to go there.
I don't know. I
That's
think
a
it's
good point.
honestly a great destination for Brandon to land. Like I was saying, just he'd be in a stacked offense. You have KJ Osborne at wide receiver 2,
I forgot they got him.
Demario Douglas at wide receiver 3,
Great
who is
slot.
kind of playing like Debo Samuel in a way. You could use him as Debo. You have Hunter Henry at tight end. I did a mock-up trade. This is, in my
Interesting.
opinion, what I would give up if I was New England. I would give up a 2025 third-round pick, a 2026 third-round pick, and Devon Godshaw. Why Devon
You
Godshaw?
definitely would not
Why?
have to give that much.
Why
away.
Devon Godshaw?
Actually,
It's possible.
Because he is making so much money for no reason. He didn't even post up a sack last season. I feel like this would be a great cap
That's
dump
insane.
for the Patriots. I don't know. I just really want this to happen for the Patriots.
No, you don't.
I
no,
don't,
No,
but
you
I do.
don't.
I feel like it's a smart move for them, but I don't want it to happen because I don't want them to be
You
good.
just want to be right.
even though this wasn't my team, your Patriots, like, you're making me think about all this. You're talking about how good the Patriots offense could be. Your Commanders team would be insane. Austin
yeah.
Eckler is now on the
Yeah,
team.
correct.
Jahan Dotson is
Yes.
really, really good. Terry McLaurin's good. Jayden Daniels just won the Heisman. They would be like top 10 offense in the league.
yeah.
And I think Jayden Daniels probably could skyrocket himself to a Rookie of the Year
It
campaign.
could be like CJ Stroud
Definitely.
almost.
I mean, Austin
think.
Eckler's basically another wide receiver. They have Terry McLaurin, who's always been very good. Jahan Dotson is a good, like, Y, and he also can play the slot. And Brandon Aiyuk is one of the best red zone threats, along with route runners in the league. So, out of all the three teams we just said, and I know it wasn't mine, I would like to see him go to the Commanders, and I think he would look really good.
I agree. I don't, like I was saying, I don't really want him to go to the Patriots, but in my mind, it makes sense for them.
Yeah, I think all these teams really make sense.
You
No
wanna-
matter what way you put it.
One question I want to ask is rookie quarterback, vet. So do you think he would do better with a veteran quarterback, Russell Wilson?
I
you
think
think-
so.
Probably, yeah.
Just because Russ, he's played so many seasons, he's had so many talented receivers around him. I think he could really turn Brandon Aiyuk into something special.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Collin, we got through the realistic part. What about the unrealistic team that he could be on? 'Cause I love the team that I picked personally.
I'm curious to see what you pick. My team isn't that unrealistic. It's nothing crazy, just I don't think it's going to actually happen. And that's the Indianapolis Colts. What?
I don't think that's unrealistic at all.
No, it's
I
not.
think
I don't
they
think
were
it's
actually
crazy
ranked
unrealistic,
by.
but
It might have been Tom Pelissero that they were in the running for him.
well, I guess you could say they're in the. I mean, every team's in the running. It's a trade market.
That's definitely not true.
It
I can
depends.
tell you this team is not in the running.
Well, I just think he would complement Michael Pittman very well. I think they have a young offense, and adding another young receiver will only make them better in the future.
Do they have the money for that for $30 million a year? I mean,
I'm-
Jonathan Taylor probably got paid. Quentin Nelson,
Yeah.
I mean, he's offensive line contract, but he's still got a lot of money.
I feel
I'll
like
look.
money in the NFL these days is kind of made up, though. Money in any
No,
sport,
no,
really.
That's the NBA, not the NFL. I don't think so.
It's trending that way in the
It
NFL.
is starting to trend that way. I would definitely agree
Yeah.
with Colin.
Quentin Nelson's getting paid $20 million a year.
That's also
That's
part.
massive.
That's also why I'm saying it's the non-realistic option, because I don't think they're in a position to go all out on a receiver. I don't think they even need him. I
But
think he would help a lot, but I
If
don't
they
think.
did, that offense, like we've said before, would be really good.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I'm
have
not
a
denying
very
that.
explosive quarterback in Anthony Richardson.
Their cap space is $25 million, and I also think they may need to pay. Did Jonathan Taylor re-sign?
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 90% sure he did.
Well, then he's on a pretty cheap contract. For Michael Pittman, towards the end of like 2025 and 2026, he's making like $24 million.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's a lot of money that they would be paying.
I don't think any casual fan is going to be able to tell you what the Indianapolis Colts can or cannot spend, though. Like,
Yeah, true.
we
It's-
see deals all the time go through, and we think, like, how is that even possible? But, yeah.
The Celtics.
Yeah.
Well, Colts, maybe not unrealistic as I would want, but they're still a
Well,
good fit. So what?
I
How
didn't wanna
good
go
do you
crazy.
think? How good do you think he would do, like stat projection wise?
I think no matter what team he really ends up going to, I think it's all mostly the same.
Okay, Colin.
What?
Like, I don't think there's going to be...
If
Way
he
to be
goes,
a Debbie
if he goes
Downer.
to the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, this man's gonna get like 100 catches and like.
Okay, well, that's
15
Patrick
touch-
Mahomes. That doesn't count.
Okay, well,
So you
got
just
a lot
think
of
he's
choices.
gonna get?
I just think
okay,
he's
so
going to
you're
get
gonna-
Pro Bowl
mildly better.
numbers?
Yeah. Well, he already has Pro Bowl numbers.
Yeah.
Well, 1,500 yards and double-digit touchdowns. What you just said is all pro, like 50%.
Sure, then yeah, we'll go with that.
You think he's gonna be an all pro with Anthony Richardson throwing the ball?
You're the
I
one
think he
that
could
liked
be.
Anthony
I think
Richardson
he's
before.
good. I just also think there's Michael Pittman,
I mean,
Jonathan Taylor
it's
gets the
definitely
ball
possible.
a lot, and Shane Steichen loves to run
Yeah,
the ball
but you're
in
also
general.
talking about he is on the 49ers currently with
They're
Christian
not this.
McCaffrey.
Okay, well, I don't think they're the same thing. But anyways,
Contradicting yourself, Patrick. Go ahead.
Per usual. Just kidding.
What?
Just kidding. Just
Okay.
kidding.
Well, I went the extreme, or I think extreme unrealistic route, as I chose the Buffalo Bills.
What?
Really?
I think the
Ooh.
Buffalo Bills, first of all, would be an amazing fit with Brandon Aiyuk. They don't have a bona fide wide receiver 1. Really don't have a bona fide
Yet.
wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
Or a running back. They don't really have anything that...
We have a running back.
Let me
Okay.
get this straight. He chose the Patriots and you chose the Bills? That's
I just think it would be amazing.
He's a Jets fan.
Josh Allen. It would basically be Stephon Diggs.
Dings.
Stephon
Clip
Diggs
that, clip that.
without the personality problems. And I will remind you, in 2020, Stephon Diggs had 127 catches, 1,500 yards, and 8 touchdowns. I could easily see Brandon Aiyuk doing the same exact thing.
I could too.
And now that team's even worse. Brandon Aiyuk would probably get the ball even more, probably 1,700 yards, probably all pro.
I have a
By
question.
far.
though.
That offense would be amazing. Josh Allen would fall back in love.
Like you were saying before, though,
Okay.
the Bills could not handle that contract.
Yeah, that's what I was literally
That's
just
why
about
it's
to say.
unrealistic.
So why were you making fun of Collin for saying the Colts if they couldn't handle it?
No, they are a lot more realistic than this. They have like 25.
They just cut a bunch of people because of cap reasons. They
But
went
also-
We
below.
do not
no,
have money to
But
give
I
right
will
now.
say, if I'm a all-pro wide receiver and like I get to pick anywhere I want to go, I would take a like a pay cut to
Not
play
to go to
with Josh
snowy
Allen.
Buffalo.
You're playing with Josh Allen. This man would. I'm sure Josh Allen would be top 5 in MVP if he was with him. Same
It's
thing.
gonna be without him. But
Yeah.
They would be
honestly, yeah.
okay. Whoa. But I also think that the Bills would end up probably being the best offensive team in the AFC.
You can say that, but you have to wait till the playoffs. Wait till he plays
Oh, I don't
Patrick
know
Mahomes.
if they're gonna win a Super Bowl. I'm just saying that team would be amazing and probably unstoppable. And Brandon Aiyuk would be the best version of himself in Buffalo.
So do you think Brandon Aiyuk would do better than Stephon Diggs ever did? Or do you think Brandon Aiyuk would sign a big deal or just do like a 2-year, 1-year deal with Buffalo?
No, he definitely
He would
wants a
not.
big deal.
Yeah,
He wants
yeah.
a big deal. But
sure.
I think he could beat the 127 receptions. He almost beat the yards last year. He's like 150 behind Stephon Diggs' best year. And he could have... I don't know about the touchdowns because Dalton Kincaid and James Cook and Josh Allen all
Bills
poached touchdowns in the
yeah.
red zone. So he probably wouldn't have double digits, but the receptions and yards he definitely could beat by far.
You got me hyped.
I know.
I want
He
him
would
to go
be
to
so
Buffalo.
good.
I really do.
Someone's giddy.
Now I'm interested to hear yours, though.
Yeah, me too.
We're kind of staying in the same realm with favorite teams. I chose the Green Bay Packers for my trade. Me
weird.
personally, I think Green Bay has a very talented young quarterback, as a lot of people agree. Jordan Love had a very outstanding season last year.
Everyone picks. You guys picked like rookies or third-year QBs. I picked 2 veterans in Josh Allen and Russell Wilson.
Oh, shut
Yeah.
it. Everybody's really projecting them to make it to the playoffs right now. They just got Josh Jacobs. You have a stacked defense. Why not add even more and trade for Brandon
We do
Aiyuk?
kind of have money now.
You do, and you don't have anyone big at the receiver position. I don't think Christian
they
Watson
have
should
a lot of faith
But
in
you
their
have
wide
to,
receivers.
yeah.
though.
But you also have to let people grow. Like
like
if
you guys are all like, your big thing is like team chemistry. You guys all were on the same team besides Josh Jacobs. Like that team has
Yeah,
been there
run it
for
back.
a long time, or they were just drafted. So I don't know how they would feel just throwing Brandon Aiyuk.
My thing as
into
a
the
Packers
fold.
fan that I would be kind of confused about if this did actually happen is like we have a bunch of guys that are emerging that are on the brink of like, okay, he's really good, like Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs, if you go and trade for a star like this, at least two of those guys' growth is going to be stunted. I mean,
That's just the
If
way the
I
league
am
works.
the Packers, though, and
but we could already be set.
I think
in an unrealistic world where that trade is like attainable for the Packers, you would be stupid not to take it.
I guess. Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. I seriously do not think any three of those guys, maybe Christian Watson, have top 10 potential.
Do you guys
Jayden
know
Reed?
the
No.
Packers front office though? They
That's why it's
literally
unrealistic.
refuse to
That's
do
why it's
anything on the
unrealistic.
offensive
that's why,
end.
yeah,
That's why it's
a
unrealistic.
fantasy
Yeah.
trade that I would like to see. But
No,
as
I
I was
get it.
saying,
really-
I get it.
as I was saying, if you want to propel Jordan Love into being a top quarterback, into that MVP conversation, why not give him as many weapons as you possibly can? Trade
I
for
guess.
Brandon Aiyuk. He's not. I feel like Brandon Aiyuk is definitely worth like a 3rd-round pick. If I'm an NFL team, like an NFL GM, I'm giving that up. Brandon
Yeah,
Aiyuk is
pretty
a
much no.
I
very
think it's
talented
more the
receiver.
money that everyone is worried about.
I agree. Yeah.
Green Bay hasn't had a star receiver since Devontae Adams, which was 3 years ago. I feel like you just need to fill in that position, get a fresh, young wide receiver in Brandon Aiyuk.
So what would his stats look like? I mean, he's filled with
With Jordan Love,
Yeah.
I could see Brandon Aiyuk becoming the best receiver in the league.
Pull up my-
Maybe not number 1, but I think he could become like a top 3 wide receiver with Jordan Love as his quarterback.
That's not crazy to say that. But
Okay.
he is not
Maybe
going to
a
end
little.
up on the Packers.
No.
I wish. No, I wish he would end up on
And
the Bills.
I have another point, just like New England, Green Bay, amazing defense. Why not shoot for the stars?
not let it
Become
fly?
a Super Bowl contender. Trade for Brandon Aiyuk.
Who says we aren't already?
Me, Kenny, everyone that has a brain. Yep.
I would like it if you guys did. To be honest, I'm happy for any team that does besides New England.
But you would love to see it, right? All right, whatever. Anyway, it is time for Zero to Hero of the Week. There's been a lot of sports going on. Euros ended. NBA free agency is going on. UFC 303
The Euros ended?
almost ended.
Oh, okay.
It's like the
that makes-
semifinals.
July 4th. 4th of July.
Oh, yeah, there are some
Festivities.
Anyways, Kenny, give me your Zero of the Week.
Thank you for not saying
Yeah,
hero. Last
that-
time we
that
did
was bad
that,
last time.
we left on a very negative note. So my zero of the week is UFC 303. It feels like it was a little while ago, but I feel like this event was just, I don't know, it didn't live up to the hype. I mean, early on you lose Conor McGregor versus Chandler. Then you just had people dropping their fights.
Didn't you have this as a winner? Like,
I
not
had
that long
Alex
ago?
Pineda as a winner.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
for
That
something.
was the only good part of
Okay.
this card. The big fight that I was really looking forward to was Michael Venom Page against Ian
That was
Machado,
a decision.
Gary, and it really was one of the most boring fights I could have ever watched. It was just all grappling. It just was not good. And then the fight after that, the girl's eyebrow got like cut open, and
That was
had
crazy.
to end
that
in
was
decision.
hard to watch, not gonna lie.
There just wasn't like a knockout. I know that sounds
There
kind of
was a knockout.
that
There
sounds
was a
kind of
knockout.
well, okay, the Pereira
I
fight.
lost
I'm not
money
counting
on
that.
the knockout.
Okay, let me finish what I'm
$10.
saying. I know it sounds childish, like where I only want to see knockouts, which is sometimes true, but this card just did not have anything really going for it. It was just slow. And
I still
just,
enjoyed it personally, but staying on the fighting side of things, now into boxing, we have the man of the hour in the worst way possible, Ryan Garcia. This man has had like the worst 6 months I've ever seen from like a professional athlete.
He might have the record for most zeros on the Catch podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. This is really embarrassing. This
I think
guy,
this is the third time.
he went on a live stream
Maybe fourth.
and he said a bunch of racial slurs about black and Muslim people, acted like nothing was going to happen. Then he got banned from the World Boxing Council, which is one of the major 4 boxing leagues or championships you can win. Dude, think about everything if it didn't happen. He beat Devin Haney, who was undefeated.
He was good.
Like everything was on top of the world, and then he did roids, and then like it sucks for
He
this
is going
guy,
to rehab,
and he's
though.
apparently going to rehab. But I really don't believe anything he says anymore.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
like that
does.
whole like, what's that Epstein Island thing? All the stuff, all the like rumors and stuff that
Conspiracy
he
theories.
made. It's just silly, and He looks like he could be one of those people that's just never back.
I think
It's gonna be on a TikTok. Where did Ryan Garcia go?
Yeah.
He's in rehab for the rest of his life.
For a little bit, I think there's a benefit of the doubt there, but that's completely gone. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It's just embarrassing for this all to happen on social media too.
Yeah.
And you've got such a big platform, and you somehow destroy all of it in less than a year. Anyways,
I liked Ryan Garcia. I thought he was a very talented boxer.
Actually, no, he was all right. But now I feel bad for the guy.
You feel bad for him? I don't feel.
Well,
I
feel
feel
bad
for him
in
at
the
all.
sense that everything is going on wrong for him, and
because of his own actions.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just not in the right headspace.
I will say everything he said was wrong, and I don't
condone
it.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, Colin. Who is your zero of the week?
My zero is related to NBA free agency, not an actual signing though, but a re-signing. That is Franz Wagner back to the Magic.
So it's an L for the Magic or Franz?
Well, the Magic. I mean, if you're getting paid $224 million, that's never an L. But the Magic, I mean, 5 years, $224 million. Let me do the math on that real quick. That's a lot of money per year.
I believe it's around like 46.
224 divided by 5.
It's too much money. Is the
$45 million a year.
Oh, I was one off.
With incentive to earn up to 50, I believe you said, right?
Yeah, he could be making up to $50 million a year.
That's a crazy contract. LeBron James, in perspective, is making $52 million a year.
And LeBron James is the greatest player of all time.
Second best player of all time.
Franz Wagner is
He's
not even the better brother.
He's
sometimes.
not even an all-star.
No, he's not. And he's supposed to be the second star of the Orlando Magic. And he's not playing.
I think it's a little, I forget the word, preemptive to give him that contract. I mean, he doesn't have an all-star appearance. He hasn't really. I mean, you said he went, what 1 for 15 in their elimination game?
Yes.
It's not like he has some intangibles to him. I just don't understand the contract for the Magic. I get they don't have good players very often, so they want to keep them as much as possible, but not for that much money. I think that's just crazy.
That is insane. You ready to move on to the heroes?
Yeah. I want to do my hero.
Okay, go ahead.
This guy, I played with him in FIFA, and I feel for him. I feel like I've met him. Obviously, I haven't. Mikel Moreno scored the game winner for Spain. A 33-year-old man, usually a defensive midfielder, actually was probably the reason that Germany scored against them a couple of minutes before the game. But
before the game?
Or before his goal.
Yeah.
But in the 89th minute, he scored the game winner. 33-year-old man. I think it might have been one of his first, he doesn't score a lot. He's a defensive midfielder, but he's playing striker. So it's really weird. But, my FIFA 22 days brings me back to when he was 5-star, signed him to a big deal.
Was he in career mode?
Yes, he was. Yeah. But that's crazy. Spain is now in the semifinal, facing France, which is going to be another big game. And it's crazy to be a sub, 33 years old, basically on the down part of your career, and to have a big moment like that.
It's probably the moment of his career at 33.
Anyways, Kenny, your hero of the week. Who's it going to be?
The greatest sport athlete. Sorry, I mixed my words. The greatest sport athlete of all time, Joey Chestnut.
Wow, what?
So, I'm sure a bunch of you guys are familiar with Joey Chestnut's little issue that he had with Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Who even is Nathan?
I don't. It's the not football, hot dog.
No, I know. I'm just saying who's Nathan.
They hosted the event without him because Joey supported Impossible Food or whatever it's called, the vegan.
It was a vegan brand.
Yeah. And the winner of the contest ate 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes. It's the first time Joey Chestnut wasn't there. Joey had his own little event the same day, and he ate 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes.
He's just the GOAT.
He really is.
That's crazy. I kind of want to throw up now. But
yeah.
Anyways, let me just correct myself real quick. Mikel Moreno is 28 years old. But what I was talking about with the 33, his father scored in the same stadium 33 years ago to the day.
That is
and
really
he
nice.
made the celebration and everything. Mm-hmm. So that's amazing.
I didn't know that.
Joey Chestnut also did end up raising $106,000 for a charity. I'm not entirely sure which one, but either way.
Hopefully he gets back to the actual
good amount
challenge.
of money for
that would
charity.
be, yeah.
Colin, to finish it off.
Conclude the pod.
Who is your hero of the week?
My hero of the week is a name you've probably never ever heard before unless you're following the news this week. That is Quincy Wilson. Unlike most professional athletes, this guy's 16 years old. So, younger than us.
And he doesn't play soccer?
No.
That's crazy.
He's younger than us. He's going to the Olympics for the men's 4x4. He's from Maryland. I mean, Kenny's the track guy here, so he can give you better analysis than me, but...
4x400, 4 people run 1 lap around the track, which is
then you hand it to the next person.
Yeah,
right?
which is equivalent to a mile total.
And before he actually qualified, he was in a bunch of qualifying races with like Noah Lyles, some of the like best track runners
he was holding his own
in the world.
He's 16.
And he's 16 years old.
Probably
so getting
like
a big
what?
highlight spot like that is crazy. And now he actually makes it to the Olympics.
He's got to be like what? Going into his junior year of high school? Maybe sophomore year? No, it's got to be junior year, I think.
Junior year.
Of
maybe
high school.
senior.
Imagine,
it could be senior.
Yeah,
could be a year.
probably
early.
senior.
I suppose, yeah. But imagine you're just in high school.
But hey, junior year, I was not doing that.
Yeah, imagine.
And I feel like most of you weren't either. So that is insane. Hopefully he impresses us in the Olympics.
I hope
but
so.
Either way, even if he doesn't,
It's
that's
still,
an amazing accolade.
For
And
America.
something that not many people can say. But alrighty, that was pretty good. I'm actually very excited to see where Brandon Aiyuk goes this year or in the next couple of months. But that'll do it for us. Kenny, you can say it.
Ooh, we're switching it up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you on the next one.